Hey everyone, welcome to the Park Mapping Podcast. I'm Bruce.
And I'm Harbor.
And today we're going to be talking about the upcoming D23, which it's Saturday right now. I think it's coming up this Friday. I think
it's like maybe like 13 days from now or something from when we're recording.
Yeah.
But when it comes out, I think it'll be like the next Friday.
That's right. So it's going to be the Friday after we drop this, not after we record. But anyways, so D23 is coming up. We're going to talk about some predictions and things like that. But in the meantime, I don't know. What have you been up to? Because I haven't been up to much, just going to the movies and things.
I haven't been up to much either. Just, summer's winding down, so kids are getting ready to go back to school and stuff. Yeah. You were telling me you went and saw the Odyssey, though. So non-Disney stuff going on. But.
Yeah, we did. We went and saw it in IMAX, and it's funny because I saw a meme the other day, and it was, or like a short on Instagram, but it was about how like there's this cult following Christopher Nolan, and so everyone's going to see it in IMAX, and they're all like, let me get 2 tickets to see the Odyssey, and they just pause, and they're like, and he's like, oh yeah, in IMAX, and then they all go, as Nolan intended.
See, I have to see it just so that I can understand all the memes I'm seeing.
It is really good. There's just been a ton of memes about like making fun of the aspect ratios and things like that, because IMAX 70 millimeter is just a whole nother beast. So if you see it in regular, it's funny because like it'll be, if you see it on a regular screen, you see this much.
Yeah,
IMAX, it's like, so. But I thought it was really, really good. It was 3 hours long, so if you need to, if you're older like me, make sure you don't drink too much before you go in there. And then I went home and it prompted me to watch Troy. So I watched basically 2 movies with the intersecting storylines in the same day. So I spent almost 7 hours watching movies.
Wow. That's a big commitment to Greek mythology there.
Yeah. But we were talking earlier about how funny it would be to have a Muppets version.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Of the Odyssey.
Every time a movie comes out, I feel like there's, especially Disney fans will pitch like, Muppets need to do this movie. And it'd be really funny. I just think it'd be really funny to have them do the Odyssey, and it'd be really like serious and stuff. But I don't know who would be what. Are there any monsters in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's like a Cyclops, and
so you could have like Sweetums and I don't know, some of those other bigger.
Oh yeah,
Muppets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, Kermit would probably be Odysseus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but
I can see like maybe those pigs being like some like ship captains.
Well, it's funny because there's actually a scene in the movie where the crew gets turned into pigs.
Oh,
so that's
perfect.
A perfect opportunity to have some Muppet pigs.
Miss Piggy, obviously Helen, right? That's like one of the main female characters. Am I right?
Actually, no, not in this movie.
Not in that movie.
So, like Helen of Troy, like so.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, this movie is more about Odysseus, and it does have scenes of them taking over Troy. But but if you want to see more of that, then the movie Troy is where you want to be. So maybe a Muppet version of Troy. I don't know, but I don't think they've done enough Muppet movies.
No. But I also feel like I'm just outing myself as not knowing anything about Greek mythology right now. So. Yeah,
I don't know much, but I'm just a fan of any kind of war movies in general or Greek mythology. I just love that kind of stuff. But it's funny though, because like I was saying, I don't think they've done enough Muppet remakes.
Yeah,
but they have like a lot of like a Netflix and now obviously on Disney Plus
and stuff.
They're all like 45 minutes long, an hour long, like when they redo like the Haunted Mansion and things like that.
Yeah.
But they're too short.
Yeah, we need like a full-length theatrical release of the Muppets Odyssey.
Yeah.
3 hours long.
What else would be a good one? Because they did Muppet Treasure Island. They did the Christmas Carol stuff.
Who would be like, because Michael Caine is getting up there in age, but I'm like, who could be that like equivalent of Michael Caine of being like the straight man playing, with the Muppets, like in the same movie with the Muppets? I'm trying to think who that might be. Gosh, maybe a Christopher Walken. Like that would be one.
Oh man,
Christopher Walken in the Muppets Odyssey, starring Christopher Walken and Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy.
That
I'm into it.
You could do that.
Yeah,
totally.
The Muppets Pulp Fiction.
Hey, that is a better one. I would get behind a Muppets Pulp Fiction 100%.
I was like, wait, what else has Christopher Walken been in? Oh yeah, that one scene in Pulp Fiction.
Okay. We got to write this down because I think we need to do a whole episode of cult classics that we would like to see turned into Muppets movies, and who would play what. I think
that's right.
We need to do that. All right. Well,
all right.
So yeah, like I was saying, we're going to be talking about some D23 predictions, mainly focusing on theme parks. We're not really going to dive into movie predictions and things like that, but
and mainly focusing on Walt Disney World because I can't really speak to Disneyland or any of the overseas parks. Honestly, I'm not that interested about them because I don't live near them. So
no, we have been talking for a long time about taking a trip out to my family going to LA and going to visit Disneyland, but I don't know. It's like it's a lot of the same for me. I mean, I know it's the OG but I mean,
it's the one park where Walt actually walked. So that is,
there's
that. Has.
There's that. But I mean, as far as rides and things go, I don't know. I mean, there's a couple things that they have that we don't, but I don't know. We could get into a debate which one's the actual superior park.
I'd have to go at some point. I've never been. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So we'll kind of cover what I want to do is talk about, what are some things that we know is going to happen at Disney World over the next few years? Like, what are the big projects that are happening now? So are they going to give us updates on those? I think definitely they will. And then is there anything that's unexpected that maybe they haven't talked about yet? Maybe there's some kind of, like last time we talked about them, retracking Space Mountain. Do we think we're going to see that? And then what else? What else do we want to see?
Yeah.
Is there anything that we could make it as wild and grand as we want, or we could just say like, I have a pretty good. If there's a little bit of extra money in the budget, can we add this? But we'll get into it. So, yeah. And we were talking earlier, like, D23 is basically like they call it a fan event. It's basically like almost like Comic-Con, but it's only Disney stuff. So we were like, well, if we're going to talk about D23, are we going to talk about the movies? And it's like, no, it's too much there. Like, can't talk about the movies and the merch and all this stuff. We're just really going to cover like what's going to happen at the park showcase, which apparently is going to be hosted by, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. Doogie Howser. Neil Patrick Harris.
Neil Patrick Harris.
I don't know how I remembered that he was Doogie Howser, but...
You remember Doogie Howser before you remember his
Neil
actual
Patrick
name?
Harris, yeah. Okay, so yeah. And I guess I also kind of want to...
Okay, that's funny.
We're dating ourselves here.
Oh, man.
Man. I kind of want to talk about what has happened at the last couple D23s.
Okay.
And kind of introduce, again, what happened. So, D23, that name is actually just the name of the Disney fan club. So for the Walt Disney Company, they have their own fan club called D23. And then every other year, they host the D23, the Ultimate Fan Event in Anaheim. And this year it's taking place August 14th. So Friday, August 14th to Sunday, August 16th. And one of the nights on August 15th, they're going to host the Disney Experience Showcase that's going to take place at the Honda Center. And the Disney Experiences is the arm of the company that oversees theme parks, cruise lines, Adventures by Disney, basically anything, happening outside, so any of that. And this is where they usually make major announcements for the theme parks. And so like last year, they announced Villains Land, just specific only for Walt Disney World here. Last year, they announced Villains Land, Piston Peak, and Monstropolis, the Monsters, Inc. door coaster and land coming to Hollywood Studios. Last year was interesting. And actually, I'd say basically since COVID, it's been very interesting to kind of watch what's been happening at D23 because I don't know if you think about like the 2010s, how, there were lots of major additions to Walt Disney World. We had, Pandora, the World of Avatar, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, New Fantasyland. So there's a lot of stuff happening. And then We had COVID.
Yeah.
That was a big disruption, of course, to the entire world, and then of course to the Disney parks. I think Disney World was only closed for a couple months, but like Disneyland closed for like a year and a half. They were closed for a long time. So I'm going to go back to just talk about like 2022. A lot of people were expecting them to make some new announcements because wasn't a lot happening at that point. It was like, okay, we're coming out of COVID. Are we going to get something new? And basically, there was no new announcements. And a couple of reasons for that. Of course, they're still recovering from COVID. This is also the era of like Bob Chapek was the president of the Walt Disney Company, probably one of the most hated Walt Disney CEOs of all time. And I think his approach was just like, we're just going to circle the wagons and like lay people off until we can, keep as much money as we can until we figure out this COVID thing. And then that was also the time that was around the time that they were like in this fight with the governor of Florida.
Yeah.
And gosh, so like they had stripped away the Reedy Creek Improvement District, like basically their own governing body over Disney World. So there was like they couldn't really announce anything because they didn't know if they were going to be able to actually build on their own land, if they're going to have to like go through this whole process. So 2022, there was no like official announcements at D23, but they did do this like blue sky stuff of like giving people a little bit of like, here's some things that maybe we're thinking about doing. And that's when we first heard about like, a Villain's Land at Magic Kingdom, what they were calling like Beyond Big Thunder. And at the time it was like, well, it could be Villains, it could be Encanto, it could be Coco. And so for like 2 years, there was a lot of like speculation.
Yeah.
And then last D23 in 2024, that's when they were like, all right, this is all coming, like this is all planned. Like it's not blue sky. It's not, it's not that we might do it. We're going to do it. And that's when we got Villain's Land, Piston Peak, all that stuff. So that's kind of where we're at now. So that's why this year we're really going to learn. I think it's mostly going to be updates about what's going on already.
I was going to say, I don't anticipate getting any like, new lands or anything like that, but they've got so much going on. I do think we're going to get a lot of updates and more maybe specifics, timelines.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I do think that, I don't know, because, Josh D'Amaro is the CEO, Disney now, and he came from the parks department. Like he was over Disney experiences before he was CEO. I kind of feel like maybe that it's mostly going to be updates, but I feel like they're going to try to surprise us a little bit. I don't know. That's my feeling. Maybe that's me being optimistic.
No, they always throw something in there.
Yeah, that maybe there's going to be something that like people aren't expecting. So we'll see. I figure we just break this down by each park. So like we can start with Magic Kingdom. So let's talk about Piston Peak first. So if you don't know, Piston Peak is the Cars themed expansion that's coming to Frontierland. Expansion's kind of a loaded word here because it's just they're repurposing what used to be Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. That's going to be Piston Peak. Piston Peak is supposed to be a national park like in the Cars universe. So unlike like Disneyland, they have their Radiator Springs land. It's not Radiator Springs. It's like a national park. Yeah. Like they left Radiator Springs to go out to this park. And we know, we've basically gotten like two pieces of concept art. We know that there's going to be an off-road rally race is kind of the main attraction there. There's also going to be more of a family style ride that they haven't really given us any information on. And this is all kind of themed to like the national parks in the West, Western United States. Yeah. So think like Colorado, Yosemite, or like the Rocky Mountains and, so not desert, but more like just mountainous. And they've one of the last piece of concept art we got was like a year ago was that fun map. I don't know. Have you seen that? Mm-mm. It's like it looks like a cartoon. It's, very cartoon style. but it shows, the mountains, and there's going to be a big stream that's going to go out in front of like,
Yeah.
where the river used to be and where that boardwalk is. There'll still be a little bit of a river, but it's going to be more of like a creek
Yeah.
or like a stream, basically. Seems like there's going to be a lot of water features and stuff. So, I don't know. So let's talk about what are some things you think we can expect them to give us information on here.
I'd like to see some ride specifics. I mean, because
Mhm.
when you're there, I mean, that area, I'm trying to think comparatively. It seems to me like it's probably going to be around the same size as like Toy Story Land, right? There's not a whole lot of area to deal with right there.
That's probably right. Yeah.
Um,
I think it's maybe like 5 acres, 5 or
so
6 acres.
I'm really hoping to get at least like 3 ride attractions.
Yeah, I think they're only going to do 2. I think
Yeah.
and even the road rally race. I mean, I think they're going to be able to fit the whole thing in there, but it's going to be like on top of each other. Like it's going to be, you're going to have these mountains and caves that the vehicles are going to go in and out of.
Yeah.
And, we're talking like, tracks, like the ride track on top of each other on different levels
Yeah.
and stuff. I want to know what the ride system is.
Yeah.
Of like what kind of we know it's supposed to be like you're off road, but obviously it's not really going to be. It's not a
Sure.
dirt track, like
No. It's probably going to be something like a test track or
Yeah.
or like the dinosaur or something like that. Like I don't know. I imagine something like that.
I've almost wondered if if it might be a combination of those two, of the dinosaur Indiana Jones Jeep
Yeah.
and test track. Yeah. Anything else that you think? I mean, I think one thing we need to know is like the opening date, or like around the opening date, I guess.
Yeah, so I definitely think that we're going to get some timelines, because Disney doesn't mess around with the construction. Like when I was there last, which was a couple months ago now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean it was construction had started. There's concrete going up. There's it's getting cleared out. I mean, they're moving really fast. So I mean, I'm assuming we're going to start. I mean, it's going to be open by 2027. I'm assuming.
No, not 2027. No, I think for cars.
Yeah,
I think people are talking about 2029.
Really?
Yeah, because think about it. Like, because right now they've been doing a lot, but the only thing they have vertical are those like retaining walls, like those concrete walls. But
yeah.
I mean,
I guess you're right, because they're starting from scratch.
I mean, most of what they've been doing so far has been laying down, like utilities and stuff, like power and water and like storm drains and all that. And actually, I think just this week they brought in like the construction crane.
Yeah.
So they have like a permanent crane that they've will have there for the rest of construction.
So just a quick Google search here.
Yeah.
Magic estimates, fan speculation, the Cars themed land could open up anywhere from late 2027 in earliest, right? Which, from what I saw, like, I wonder if they would open up a section of it while they're still doing construction, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
But with 2028 to 29 considered more likely timeline. Current progress at groundwork, retaining walls, initial vertical construction, like you said, are actively underway in the former Rivers of America. So, 2 new attractions, off-road. Yeah. So but they've got to throw the attractions, I'm sure those are going to be like rides, but did you ever go to the Cars show that was over by Rock and Roller Coaster?
No.
I only did it once, maybe twice. And it was really, really, really good. I cannot believe they just abandoned it.
Interesting.
But I would hope that they would save some of those ride elements and bring them over to the new section, because the Lightning McQueen that was in it was probably one of it was a top tier animatronic.
I've heard people speculate that they'll probably put that Lightning McQueen animatronic like in the ride.
If they don't, they have to, because that thing it was amazing.
I know that it was in the concept art. I imagine it's going to be on the ride, because from what I've seen, obviously we're talking about putting cars in, like anthropomorphic vehicles in Frontierland. So they have a lot of like, they're really trying to thread the needle here. I think the idea that they're doing is like, from the outside, it's just going to look like a national park.
Yeah.
But once you get on the ride or like when you get in line, then you'll see it's that you're kind of in the Cars universe, you know? So I imagine, I bet you'll see Lightning McQueen on the ride. I bet you'll see Mater on the ride, as much as that pains me.
You don't like, you're not a Mater fan, huh?
I'm honestly like not a.
Or are you just not a Larry the Cable Guy fan?
Both, but I'm honestly not much of a Cars fan. Cars kind of freaks me out a little bit because I'm like,
yeah, trying to figure out
because there's like one of the movies. There's a Pope because it's like he's the Pope mobile. So I'm like, does that mean there's a Cars Jesus? Like, it just is weird. And then I start to think like,
yeah,
is this a situation where this is a Cars world? They've built everything for themselves, or is it like we killed all the humans and took over? Like, I don't know. It weirds me out. I don't know.
I like it.
You can't think too much about Cars because then you'll get into this like doom loop.
And then they made Planes. Did you ever see Planes?
No.
It's Cars, but Planes.
Yeah. I know that I've heard that. I've never seen Planes. I know that basically Disney went to Pixar and were like, hey, can we do like a Planes, like a Pixar Planes? And they're like, no, that sounds not good. We won't do it. And Disney was like, well, we'll just do it anyways. Like, we'll do it under our own studio.
Well, who knows? Maybe next year we'll get boats.
I would go see boats. So.
Yeah, we'll have a tugboat named, like just like Mater.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyways,
no thanks.
They are gonna in one of those releases of concept art last year, they talked about they're gonna have a new character called, I have it on here, called J. Autobahn Woodlore. Now Autobahn, like the German highway Autobahn, and he's kind of a Cars universe version of a Disney character that was in some like Donald Duck shorts where he's like a park ranger.
Yeah.
So there's like a Cars park ranger in the ride, or at least I think he's going to be in the queue. Now we were talking about the ride system. I think that one of these rides, either the main one or like the smaller family one, is going to have some kind of new ride system. I don't know if it's going to be the big one or the little one. So that's like my speculation. Because they could have it be just like Test Track. It could be like Dinosaur, or it could be a mix. I don't know. I mean, because the other thing is it's going to be outside, or a lot of it is outside. I know that there's been like people have looked at some permits that Disney has filed not permits, patents, and there's a couple ride systems where it looks like like the vehicle's like a car, and there's ways to like there'll be places in the track that branch off and you can choose which way they go. So we might be talking about like, you know, a outdoor trackless vehicle. But that's all speculation. We don't know. A lot of times those patents, I mean, if they're approved now, it doesn't mean that they're going to use it now. It might be for something down the road, or they might not use it at all, you know. I don't know. That's my speculation. I would like to see how this is all going to fit together. And I guess maybe we can talk about like Villains Land, unless there's anything else you want to add about Cars.
No. No, I
now you can't stop thinking about Cars, Pope, and
well, no, and then I saw like a long time ago, someone was like, "Well, what would their anatomy be like?" And it was like like one of the cars cut in half with like a brain and a giant tongue and all that.
See,
and I'm like,
you don't want to think about it.
Oh no, but now that's all I'm thinking about.
Cars is like you cannot think too deep about it because it's basically just like they were just like they're cars that come to life. Like little boys are gonna love this, you know, and that's why this is getting built. Like that's not.
No, man.
Yeah. Okay, so Cars is gonna go, you know, between Haunted Mansion and Big Thunder, and then to the north of that is gonna be Villains Land. They have not given us much of anything about Villains Land. We know that there's gonna be at least two attractions. They've told us a little bit about some of the villains that are going to be there. We know that like Cruella, Maleficent, is it Lady Tremaine? Is that her name from Cinderella? I don't know. Jafar, like there's going to be lots of different
Hmm.
of the Disney villains, so they're obviously going to have to find a way to like pull them all together. I think it's that I think the story is there's been a spell cast and it summons all the villains there together, and that's kind of how they're making sense of it. Um, uh, we know that at least one of the rides is going to be a roller coaster. It might be themed as it might be the Melissa. I have a hard time.
Maleficent.
Maleficent. I have a hard time saying her name. We know that the coaster might be Maleficent. There was some rumors that came out a couple months ago that said like, no, actually Maleficent is going to get like the dark ride because we think it's going to be a coaster and a dark ride is basically
Hmm.
the idea. And they were like, no, Maleficent's going to get the dark ride. The coaster's going to be Emperor's New Groove, which I don't believe. I don't think that's true. Like, on Emperor's New Groove where they do like the pull the lever cronk.
And so that's a funny subject to get on because like there are some hilarious villains, and
Yeah.
The Emperor's New Groove is probably collectively like one of my family's favorite Disney movies.
We were just watching it tonight. Yeah.
Well, and my wife's got this really cool sweater. It's got the Kronk's the devil and the angel on one and on both sides, and it's really funny. But that would be hilarious. But I don't know that Yzma is like a popular enough villain to make a ride around.
I don't think so. I think that's why that rumor I don't think is true.
Yeah.
I just don't see that. Because if you think about it, they have two rides, like, and people have been wanting a Villain's Land for like decades.
Yeah.
So you really only have two rides. Which characters are you going to use?
Yeah.
I don't see them taking up one space for Yzma or like one of those rides just for Emperor's New Groove.
No, I could see it for maybe Cruella de Vil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know about like we also love Hercules, and I think Hades is probably one of the funniest villains like ever. He would be really cool, but I don't know. They already have kind of a crappy Aladdin ride at Disney World, so I don't think they do like anything.
They'd get rid of that though. We don't.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right, but it would be. I mean, an Aladdin coaster would be cool, like a magic carpet type.
That would be cool if they did that. Oh, like a Cave of Wonders.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, that was one of those scenes. Like when I saw it when I was a kid, I was like, that looks like a ride. You know? I could see them doing like the Maleficent coaster and then the dark ride being kind of like the summoning of all the villains together. Maybe it's like all the villains in one ride or a lot of the villains in one ride.
Yeah.
And it could be like even Hades, and it's a ride on the River Thames or something like that.
Yeah. I'm looking at some concept art right here, and it's looking pretty cool now that it's talking about a possible Hades like dinner show kind of
that's been a rumor
thing.
too.
So that would be cool because I mean obviously there's dozens of villains, right? And you can't make a ride out of all of them, but the easiest way for me to think of them to include them is to have like a big villain show.
Yeah.
Which they kind of already they do that around Halloween time anyway.
Yeah. I think that like there's the villain show at Hollywood Studios. I feel like that's been just like kind of a testing for which characters are going to do well, in the Villain's Land. Yeah. Besides that, we haven't gotten a lot of official stuff. I know they've said that they've talked a little bit about like the architecture. They're calling it like conjured architecture. And that's really been it. There's been speculation about what kind of dark ride is it? Is it going to be, some people have said it might be like the Pirates of the Caribbean in Shanghai. Have you seen that? Shanghai has a completely different pirates. It's more based on the movies. Have you seen the behind the scenes of that?
Mm-mm.
It's like it's a boat ride, but it uses magnets to like move around. So it's almost like Pirates of the Caribbean meets Runaway Railway. Like it can make, and then there's a lot of like screens and stuff in that ride as well. So I don't know. It's possible that we could see, something that the parks in the States don't have, something like that, that Pirates type ride.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think, I don't know. I would think something like that, or maybe something we haven't seen before for that dark ride.
Well, I mean, you couldn't pick a better theme for a dark ride. I mean, villains. I mean, you could
Yeah.
you could take anything. But I'm sitting here reading this too. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. I mean, the Emperor's New Groove family coaster is a big possibility, and probably mostly because in that movie they more or less
do the line of the pull the lever cronk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. There's so many.
I could see it being a gag in a villain's, in like a ride with all the villains. I just can't see them doing a whole coaster around that. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. Because like when if you only have so much real estate, and they're talking about possibly three major attractions in there.
Sure.
There's just so many other like, and don't get me wrong. If they did that, I think it would be amazing because it is one of my families. But just in general, I can't imagine that. There's so many other like, I don't want to say better villains, but more prominent, well-known villains.
I feel like it is a lot of millennial wish casting.
Yeah.
Is like, because again, that's a movie that we grew up on, but at the time was not like one of those Disney classics. It's kind of got a cult following, but it's not the movie that's like made them money.
Yeah. You want a really good villain ride? Just Sid from Toy Story. Make a ride around Sid. Just, I don't know, like flames overhead and things like that. Like things are just melting all around you. Like, how about that?
What were those movies from the 2000s? The like, not the Saw movies, or like Sid's Hostel. You want to really scare kids.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's our prediction. Sid's Hostel family coaster.
That sounds
it's gonna
terrible. You get off the coaster, you have like a toy pterodactyl head. Like
it would be kind of like I don't know, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Haunted Mansion, there is in some of the permitting that's come out, and you can actually see now, if you see construction photos, there's some land that's cleared right next to Haunted Mansion, and in the permitting, there's some kind of small building that's going to go there. So people have speculated: it could be just an extended queue for Haunted Mansion. It could be a Haunted Mansion bar. It could be a Haunted Mansion restaurant. It could be bathrooms, but we don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A bar would be cool. They have one of the, I don't remember what ship it is, but one of the Disney cruise ships has a bar like that, and I want to go to it so bad. I went to this Star Wars one, and it was amazing. So the Haunted Mansion one's going to be 10 times better.
I know that it's really popular on the cruise ships. I don't know though, because they just opened Beacon Barrel.
Yeah.
And it's like, how many bars do you want to have in Magic Kingdom? I don't know. I don't know. It's all, all speculation, but it could be. I feel like I'm like 50-50 on it. Is it extended queue, or is it a Haunted Mansion parlor? Because they're also adding some of those buildings that used to be on the Rivers of America. Yeah. They are turning that into queue space.
Oh, so, yeah, because it needs it.
It does.
I mean, the last time we went there, and part of it was because of construction, but it was around, I can't remember what there's like a little stroller parking there.
Yeah.
And then it went down towards Frontierland. Like the line was that long.
Yeah.
So it definitely needs more queue space.
Yeah. And I think that's where the main entrance to Piston Peak is going to be. It's like right past the Haunted Mansion queue. So they need to have that area clear.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we'll kind of see when it comes up.
I'm interested to see the flow too. Now I know we're getting back on this topic, but going into Piston Peak, like I imagine you're going to come in by like Hall of Presidents and stuff like that, where like the stocks are, and then maybe out the back, like coming out over by Big Thunder or something. Like maybe you can walk through it.
The idea is they want it to connect, because if you think about before. Like if you rode Big Thunder and you were like, well, let's go on Haunted Mansion, you have to go all the way around Frontierland. There's going to be a path next to Big Thunder that's going to go to Piston Peak.
Yeah.
And that'll connect over to where Haunted Mansion is.
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you were going into to Piston Peak from Haunted Mansion, you would kind of, it looks like what's going to happen is there's going to be a path between Haunted Mansion and the old river boat landing,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll kind of go north, and then you'll turn and like take a left turn into the ride and the Piston Peak area, and then if you kept going straight, you'd probably end up at either Thunder Mountain or Villains Land.
Mm.
And I think there's going to be, I think when you look at it on the map, it's going to look like a big figure eight, of like the top of the figure eight is Villains Land, the bottom is Frontierland.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And I'd say the one, and then just to finish off on this area, I'm hoping we see some kind of model or some kind of concept art that puts these two lands together, because they're going to be right next to each other,
Mhm.
Villains Land and I know Piston Peak is technically part of Frontierland, but Villains Land and Frontierland, like how are they going to make that transition?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just interested to see how that's going to look. Of is it going to be? Are we going to see lots of rock work or like tunnels, kind of like how they did with Galaxy's Edge?
I wonder, because I imagine if you're like in a national park, maybe they could do some kind of thing where it's like trees, and then because like the Villains Land, like some of the concept art, it's like all the dead trees, so maybe it's like live trees, and then like going into like just everything. Because again, the concept art is just that, but lots of blacks and purples, but like just a lot of leaveless trees and things like that. So that'd be a cool transition.
Yeah, because it's hard to see now, even like what's going to end up on the other side of. I know that this is the nickname is Beyond Big Thunder. I'm like, what is that actually going to look like? Like when you're on Big Thunder, because right now, you went on it. It's all just like open land.
Well, yeah, and even there's some when you go around some turns, they had to put up walls because you go around it like you're going down the track and you would be looking straight at construction, and then so they're going to have to find some way to separate that too.
Yeah, I'm almost picturing like kind of almost like a valley, and on one side is and maybe there's a pathway over there too, but one side is mountains, and then you can imagine, or like cliffs or rocks or whatever. And on one side, the rocks look like Big Thunder, and they're like that red desert color. And on the other side, it's kind of like darker, blacks and purples and things like that. So
yeah.
All right. So what else is going on in Magic Kingdom? We know Carousel Progress is getting, redone. They've already told us basically what's going to be in it. There's a new Walt Disney animatronic. The timeline is going to be the 60s, the 80s, the turn of the millennium, new millennium, and then, distant future. Any predictions for this? For Carousel Progress? I think maybe they'll have one of the voices. I think is going to be like a well-known celebrity, like maybe I don't know, maybe like what if Nick Offerman was
Nick
the
Offerman?
dad? Something like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. I love Nick Offerman. Yeah, that guy's hilarious.
Yeah, that's my only prediction, really. We've kind of talked about, Carousel Progress kind of ad nauseum here.
Yeah, no, I couldn't speculate at this point. I'm pretty excited for that, but I wouldn't mind if they announced some ride closures like Astro Orbiter.
Well, don't close Astro Orbiter.
You like it?
I just think it adds kinetic energy to the land, because I know that like at Disneyland they took it off the platform and now it's like in front of in front of Tomorrowland, and
maybe you could do that.
The platform just looks like junk.
I don't like the elevator system and all that.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that it is what it is.
Yeah,
like you're not going to improve the efficiency of it. But to me, I'm like, just leave it alone.
But I'll tell you one thing though, and we can move on to the next updates after this. But have you ever tried to ride that around like, I don't know, sunset, or not sunset, but maybe around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon? The sun will kill you.
I imagine that's
you're up high. There's you're above everything, and you come around, and the sun is just. Whah.
Yeah, I imagine the optimal time to ride it's like at fireworks. I'm sure.
Oh, that might be cool.
Yeah, and then I guess in Tomorrowland, we're staying in Tomorrowland is just that Space Mountain redo. Again, this is a rumor that we've heard that maybe Space Mountain is going to get retracked at the minimum. It might just get and got it entirely, and we might get the one track with two instead of the single file cars, we get the two to a row.
Yeah, I'm banking on a complete redesign.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was trying to. I think it has to happen eventually, and I'm like, well, is it going to happen now, or is it going to happen after they open everything? But I like on the other side of the park. But I think it makes more sense to do it now because, I mean, Big Thunder was closed for a while, and they dealt with it. But there's gonna be so many more people in the park once all those things open. So you want to have everything like going 100%, 100% capacity when those other lands open. So, and we didn't really talk about it. Villains Land, I think speculation is like 2030. So like Cars Land 2029, Villains Land 2030. I think their thing is they want these new lands to open like one a year, basically. So yeah. All right, let's talk about Epcot. Obviously, like that park, there's a ton, or Magic Kingdom, there was a ton going on, so it was a lot. But Epcot, currently, there's no announced projects at Epcot. In I think 2 years ago, they kind of finished the Epcot transformation. Wasn't everything that they said it was going to be, but I don't know. What are some things that I guess maybe we could start. What are some things you would like to see updated at Epcot, or some new things come to Epcot?
I know we talked about this one in the last I think it was the last episode. I think they could get rid of Mission Space and no one would miss it.
Yeah,
and put something more interesting there. That ride it's just a waste of space right now. It's
pretty much.
Although I think it is a fun ride, the queue is never more than like 10 or 15 minutes on that, which just goes to show the popularity of it. And I think they could put just something way, way better there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get either a Spaceship Earth update or a Figment update, but I don't think we're going to get both.
I could see Spaceship Earth before Figment. But if they did a Spaceship Earth revamp, it would probably be a lot like Carousel of Progress, like new animatronics and things like that. Just because they are very dated. But they definitely, if they did nothing else, give me new ride carts.
Yeah, they're so loud, and they just redid them too, not too long ago.
But again, we talked about like the whole AI system, or not AI. I don't even know what they're using. AI can do a way better job. The jib jab cutouts and things like that. Like
they gotta get rid of that.
Please, oh my God, just make it better.
I think I think that update, that Spaceship Earth update, was like 2007, and at the time that was still pretty novel. I think now, any kind of like interactive screen thing that they have into rides, I think they just got to get rid of them, because that's not now. I'm like, people are going to Disney parks to get away from screens, like to get away from being in their phone and like on the computer and stuff. So I'm like, I don't really want to like sit at the end of Spaceship Earth and like fill out this questionnaire on a touch screen. It's like applying for a job.
So it's funny though, because if you didn't have that, there's nothing.
Well, there used to be things there. Like I know that like in the 90s there were parts of a scene there. I mean, I specifically I believe that in the 90s that part of Spaceship Earth was like it might have been screens, but it was basically scenes of like kids like talking to each other on the internet. And when I saw that in like 93, 94, whenever it was, like that, I remember that as a kid sticking with me of like, oh, that's what the internet's for. Like we're going to be able to talk to people, in other countries and like learn things from people. It was a very optimistic view of, if you think about now, of like how much of the internet is just like a dumpster fire. But we need, obviously, like Carousel of Progress, we need like a positive vision of the future here. So anything we can do to like tell us give people some hope about where we're going as a species.
Have you been to the bar at Spaceship Earth?
No.
Neither have I, and I hate to admit this because I've been going to Disney for years and years and years, and I saw a short reel on it the other day, and I was like, "Where is that?" And my wife's like, "It's the bar at Spaceship Earth," and I was like, "How come we've never been?"
I think it's only been open for like a year.
Has it?
Yeah, it was like actually that was announced at last D23.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that explains
So
why I
that
didn't know
used to
about it.
be. It's funny because that building, if you are behind Spaceship Earth, you can see those windows.
Yeah.
That's been there forever. That was the corporate lounge for Spaceship Earth.
Oh.
So, and I would love to talk about this on another episode. Like all the pavilions at Epcot all have corporate lounges because they all opened with corporate sponsors. So first that was, I think not AT&T, like the Bell Systems, shows you how old Epcot is. Like the Bell Systems corporate lounge. Then it was AT&T. I think at last it was Siemens, but there's no, Spaceship Earth doesn't have a corporate sponsor anymore. So at some point they were like, we should do something with this. And they turned it into a bar. So I would like to go there sometime.
Yeah.
It's an adults only, like it's 21 and up.
Yeah.
You can't even take kids in there, which is great. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. Again, there's not a lot. I think we'll see, either Journey to Imagination or Spaceship Earth. I know that you probably want to see more Spaceship Earth. Just Journey into Imagination needs an update because it is just not a good ride. And Figment's basically the what do you call, like the mascot for Epcot.
Yeah. That is absolutely true.
And you think about like how much Figment merch they're selling now. Like he needs a good ride.
But I wonder because we talked about nostalgia and stuff like that a lot too. Like I wonder how many people would just be utterly devastated if they did revamp it.
I don't think so, because I think most of the nostalgia is for the original Journey to Imagination ride, like from the 80s. Because I don't know. I don't think anybody has, because it's not like there's ever a line for Journey to Imagination. It's like 5-10 minutes most of the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if they would bring back the Dreamfinder. That would be what I'd want. Doesn't have to be exactly how it was. Maybe update them for, the 21st century. But that's what I'd like to see.
Yeah,
I would take that over a Spaceship Earth redo, but that's just me.
I feel like I feel like we would get a Spaceship Earth before we got that, but
yeah, especially because they had planned it before and then canceled it. They were going to redo it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Anything else that? I mean, I don't think that they're going to I don't think they're going to add a new country to World Showcase anytime soon.
No.
I've seen people saying that. I'm like, I doubt it.
No.
They're making so much money from like the festival booths. Like they don't really need to spend money. It's doing well on its own. All right. Hollywood Studios. So Hollywood Studios right now, we know that we have Monstropolis is under construction, which is taking the place of the Muppets Courtyard. We know that, we can see like in construction, I've seen in construction photos, like they're pretty far along. As far as like the exterior of this land goes, they're getting it all rethemed to Monstropolis. They released a little bit of information that said that the premise of the land is that it's after, it takes place after the first movie, and they're letting humans come to Monstropolis for the first time. So that's kind of when you're there. But, last D23, they announced the coaster. There was actually a model of it. We know there's going to be a Harryhausen's restaurant. To me, the big question is what's going in the Muppet Theater. I know it's called the Glob Theater. That's all we've gotten. Like, what kind of show is it going to be? Like, because I have a hard time believing it's going to be another 3D show. I think it's going to be something else. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be, but
yeah, I mean, the 3D shows are super popular though. So
yeah,
I don't know, because they just did the Bugs Life, or no, well,
Zootopia,
the Zootopia one. I mean, it's kind of already set up for it. But I mean, that is a good question though, because it's either that or, I mean, it's just a bunch of animatronics. I mean,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
I have no idea. it's hard for me to imagine something that would be better than Muppet Vision, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would predict some kind of 4D show going back in there,
Yeah,
but then they're going to turn. You know what? It's funny because we were just talking about Harryhausen's. It's probably going to be where Pizza Rizzo was or whatever.
it's gonna be where Mama Melrose.
Oh, where
was.
Mama. So what's Pizza Rizzo going to be? You think?
It'll probably be. I imagine it'll be like another quick service, but it'll just be rethemed.
I miss Pizza Rizzo.
Did you ever eat the
Yes.
pizza at Pizza Rizzo?
Do you like it? Actually didn't mind it.
It's so funny. I feel like but before they announced that Muppet Vision was closing, I feel like all I saw was just hate for Pizza Rizzo. And then when they were closing, they're like, oh my gosh, Pizza Rizzo's going away. You know, like, you liked it?
Well, one of the reasons why we liked it so much too, because we were plant based for a long time, and it was
true.
the only place in the park that had like impossible. They had like they had a meatball sub in there that was
Okay.
for us. So we loved it, but then we started eating other stuff, and I honestly didn't mind the cheese pizzas there. I mean, they weren't.
It wasn't bad.
They weren't. I mean, obviously, it's not. Restaurant quality, but like for like, well, you know what I mean, like
not like real pizza
for theme park.
Yeah,
it was decent pizza, and it was cheap. I mean, like a personal pizza was like $9.
That's true. It wasn't bad. I what was it that I liked? I liked the little like reception, like the wedding reception room upstairs. That was cool. So yeah, that's something I definitely miss. I think I only ate Pizza Rizzo one time.
Oh man, we ate there
but we did have to take one back, like because it wasn't fully cooked, and we were like,
oh
yeah. So, hopefully, whatever they put in there is better quality food. But yeah, it'll definitely be Monsters themed. I don't know what's going to go there, but I imagine it's probably going to still be quick service. Yeah. So. What kind of quick service are they going to have, and then what is that show going to be? I would like to see. I mean, it's kind of low hanging fruit, but what's the fake play that they put that thing back or so help me?
Yeah.
Like that'd be great if that was the show. But
maybe
I don't know.
Maybe you get like a Broadway style show.
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything about the coaster? I mean, we know it's going to be a suspended coaster. It's going to have the like vertical lift. Like literally it's going to be like you're strapped in, and then it's just going to raise up and go into the door vault.
I want to see some more concept art.
Yeah.
I think this is that project is moving along very quickly. I mean, they're already getting track in place. They already had the bones for that too, and a lot of it. Not for the roller coaster per se, but everything else. The bones were already there. So I think they're going to move pretty quickly with that. I don't know when the anticipated.
I think that one's 28. I could see that if depending on how long the coaster takes.
Yeah.
I could see it opening in like early 28.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they chose this space, because the other place that people were speculating before they said like this is going in the old Muppets courtyard was, Animation Courtyard, but they would have had to have done way more, like demoed everything in the backstage and relocated offices and stuff. So I think that's why they did it, is because they could get a quicker turnaround in the spot. So, yeah, not as many question marks about this one. Just where's it going to go? Or I'm sorry, not where. When's it going to open?
Yeah.
Okay. What else is at Hollywood Studios? We've already got Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets.
And they got the villain show over there too, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Animation Courtyard is going to open on September 14th. Or not Animation Courtyard. The Magic of Disney Animation is going to open on September 14th. So maybe we'll see, like, I could even see them doing like a video of them, of like a walkthrough or something like that. Like, just because there hasn't been much released on, what the inside's really going to look like. I mean, we've seen concept art.
Yeah.
I think we might see like actual footage of it, because it'll be a couple weeks from it opening. So, I mean, that's kind of it for Hollywood. Do you have any predictions about Hollywood Studios?
No. I mean, I think they're doing it. There's not a whole lot of space there. Like Magic Kingdom, there's some. I mean, if you look at aerial views, there's room to expand out. Like, I don't think so much with Hollywood Studios. And
yeah, I could see them announcing something that's going to take the place of Indiana Jones, the stunt show. only because was it earlier this year they had an incident with the big ball at the beginning, and so they've been running the show without the boulder.
Really?
Yeah. Did you ever see that footage of the guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Where the guy like stood in front of it to keep it from going into the audience.
That's pretty wild because I mean the whole thing about that boulder is it's fake and it's supposed to be like obviously if the actor gets run over by it, it's like a big ball of rubber and it's but it's crazy because it did go straight towards the crowd.
And it weighs like 300 pounds or something. Like that. It's still heavy. So
and I've always wondered how long that they can continue to do the Beauty and the Beast show over there.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I know that it's been running literally since Beauty and the Beast came out.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
35 years or something, like a long time.
Not saying that I want it to go, but it just me speculating. I mean, at some point, like I'm thinking they might put a new show in there maybe because why not?
I think they should. Do you think that they will think that's something that we could see this year?
Probably not. I bet you 20. It's probably not even in anyone's minds. I don't know why. It's just been going on for so long. I figured we would have probably heard even like a rumbling of something by now.
Yeah, I feel like there is there's a certain point in time where something becomes a classic, and you have to like watch out. And I feel like that show is almost there.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I've never seen it, so I don't know the quality of it.
It is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on par with any other. I mean, I've never seen a Broadway show, but any other stage show I've ever seen, it is very good. The acting's good, but I mean, it's I don't remember how long it is, but it's good.
Okay, I think that's it for Hollywood Studios. Let's talk about Animal Kingdom. So, Tropical America is supposed to open in 2027. Main thing is, of course, this is themed to Central America, South America. We have things we know about is the Encanto ride. There's a carousel that's going to be there, kind of taking place of like what was the Triceratops spin? Yeah, Triceratops spin.
That's it.
So instead of Triceratops spin, we've got a carousel. It's got supposed to have it's supposed to look like wood carved animals that are all like kind of from Disney movies.
Mm-hmm.
And then dinosaurs being rethemed as Indiana Jones. There's going to be one of the restaurants is becoming like a hacienda, so it'll be like a Central American food. Yeah.
So I'm trying to imagine in my head because the theme land, like 90% of the theming here is Encanto, right?
I would say maybe
okay.
From what I've seen, it's like a third of the land is Encanto. Okay. And then there's a third, there's like the front where the boneyard used to be.
Yeah.
And that is more like a village.
Okay.
It's more like a Central American village or a Latin American village, but it happens to have the house from Encanto in it. And then on the other side, there happens to be a Mayan temple,
Well, that's where I'm getting at. It's like, how do you intertwine this like cartoon world into a real life adventure, like Indiana Jones adventure?
Yeah. I mean, you could think of it almost like Adventureland, where you have, the Tiki Birds and the Jungle Cruise and pirates and Aladdin for some reason. They all coexist there, but I think it'll be done on a better.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, that whole area is not cohesive at all. So when you're thinking about this area and all the planning that's going into it to give it a very, very specific theme and feel, like going from like, the Encanto village to something as deadly as
Indiana Jones.
As Indiana Jones.
I think it'll be good because I think over the last 10 years or so, almost everything that has gotten added has been these like single IP lands, of like Pandora and Galaxy's Edge, Toy Story Land. This is kind of going back to the original formula of we're going to have a land that's a general theme, and then we're going to find stories that fit and put them in there. I think that's what this is. And from what I've seen, I mean, it looks like it all kind of integrates because, even if you think about when it was Dinosaur or when it was Dino Land over by the Institute, the Dino Institute, it still was kind of like wood, like shaded, and there was trees. And so it did feel a little bit more secluded. And I think that's kind of the same thing they're going to try to keep. There's also going to be a playground right there too. They're
Mm.
adding a playground kind of next to Indiana Jones. So I
I
think we're definitely going to get some kind of release, like some kind of opening date. I don't know if it's going to be an exact date. I would say they'll probably tell us like maybe summer 2027 or fall 2027, something like that. That would be my guess. And then we've got to see more about what's in each ride. Indiana Jones, we've gotten a couple pieces of concept art.
Yeah.
I think definitely need more. Like, I feel like they'll tell us more about the story of Indiana Jones. We might not see as much concept art. And then, but for the Encanto ride, I feel like they're gonna give us more information about like at least like what kind of ride system they're gonna use. What kind of thing you can expect in there.
I wonder what are the chances it's another like river cruise kind of ride.
It could be. I don't know if it's gonna be a boat ride. I think it's gonna be. I don't know. I think it's either gonna be like just a regular dark ride, like a traditional dark ride.
Not a thrill ride at all.
Definitely not a thrill ride. This is like filling that gap that Animal Kingdom has of like family friendly dark rides. Because you think about it, there's really not. It's basically the safari and Navi River journey, and that's it as far as like something you can take everybody on. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited for it. I think the theming is going to be awesome, but
yeah,
I think for just get some dates, maybe some more details. I am curious because I mean, obviously Disneyland already had the Indiana Jones, so and they're reusing the track from Dinosaur. So I just hope that it's like different than that Indiana Jones, and then also that they like I want to see a new ride system in there because I know it's going to be similar, but much like
or do something different with it.
Well, yeah, because it will also technology has come a long way too. Because the ride too is when you're on that car, it's like you can hear all the air suspension and things like that.
Yeah,
but also much like Space Mountain, it was very jerky. Like it is a very rough ride. So I know it's probably going to be a chaotic, like you're dodging boulders and all this stuff. But like there's a way to do it and not give me whiplash.
I think it's similar to Space Mountain in the sense that it's rough, but it was also in the dark, so you couldn't see what was going on.
Yeah.
And like Indiana Jones at Disneyland is still one of the most popular rides at Disneyland. And they have like, you can think about like, if you looked at the wait times for Dinosaur and Indiana Jones on the same day, Indiana Jones might have a 45-minute wait and Dinosaur would have a 20-minute wait. But Dinosaur was in a ride or in a park with like 6 rides. And Indiana Jones is in a park with like 30.
Yeah.
So like, it's not the ride system, it was the story, So I think obviously I don't want it to be a copy, and they can't because it's like takes place in a different like region. But I think just the fact that it's going to be Indiana Jones and you're in a temple rather than you're in, going back in time.
Yeah.
And trying to look for dinosaurs. I think that itself is just going to make it an improvement, but I would like to see this like a little bit more about the story. I know a while ago we talked about like some of the Mayan, how they've been like the Imagineers have been getting like kind of deep into Mayan lore.
Yeah.
And I would like to see some of that presented at D23 of just giving us a little bit more information about the story. Anything else we would predict for Animal Kingdom? Like something that they haven't. Yeah, I think.
No, I mean everything there is pretty tried and true at this point. So again, I don't know how much room they have for expansion outside of demolishing certain areas and revamping them. But
they have. I mean, they have space between Pandora and Africa. I think eventually they're going to put a Lion King ride there. That would be my guess. I don't think that's going to get announced this year, but they're building. I don't know. They're building a Lion King ride at Disneyland Paris that is basically Splash Mountain but Lion King.
No,
but I don't know if they would put that there because I don't know if they would put the same ride there because Disney World already has like a Splash Mountain or a Tiana's,
Yeah.
But I could see them adding a Lion King ride at some point, but I don't think it's gonna come this year. I think eventually that they'll do something with Conservation Station that's more permanent. Like I don't know, it might be closing it and doing something completely different, putting a new land there, but I have no idea. I don't know.
No, because what's there now isn't. I don't know.
It's the bluey thing.
Yeah. They can put some actual dingoes. I know I made that mistake last time. They want to put some dingoes over there.
That's right. Watch your babies.
I mean, yeah. Other than that, I mean, is there anything that like kind of maybe even just far fetched or something like some addition? So, and I'll give you an example of what I'm thinking of here. Like, there's some things that I would like, some changes that I would like to see announced at the park sometime, or some events, right? So I was talking to my wife about this today, and we've been to the Not So Scary Halloween party twice, and both times like they touted as this like special ticketed event, lower crowds. I don't feel like that's ever really a thing. I don't think lower crowds. So I would like them to introduce a Mickey's Not So Crowded party where it's like half capacity.
Yeah.
That would be like really cool.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you'd have to charge double the, the Not So Scary is already pretty dang expensive, but I would pay that price to go and like all the rides be walk-ons.
Yeah. I think that's why there hasn't been any changes to it, is because it sells out every year, or a lot of the dates sell out. So,
or just give me like an added event. Just give me a Not So Crowded party.
I like that.
I don't know.
Yeah. Outside of the parks, we know that, there's Lakeshore Lodge. Like, we can talk a little bit about like just the resort in general. I know Lakeshore Lodge is going to finish up and be open in 2027. This is the new DVC resort next to Fort Wilderness. Yeah, they might announce, I guess, like maybe one of the new restaurants there. I don't know. I really don't care about. I don't have an interest really in Lakeside Lodge, as far as like it looks kind of cool, but it's not like, well, I hope it has this. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, chances are I'll probably never stay there.
Yeah,
because did they announce what kind? Is it like a moderate resort or a deluxe?
It's a DVC deluxe.
Oh,
resort.
It's the DVC. That's right.
So
it's DVC.
It's all DVC, which I still am like kind of trying to understand how that works. Basically, you either have to pay cash, but they're all like villas, so they're more expensive than say like staying at a regular room at the Polynesian.
Yeah, we've looked into the DVC thing. We thought about doing it one time, and I actually talked to a guy about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be a bus. Like you get on the shuttle. It's like 10 a.m. We'll take you on these tours. It's free lunch, all this stuff." But I mean, it's like a couple. It's a timeshare, and you have to put a couple $1,000s down, and then you get like, I can't remember how much it is, but you get like points, or I don't remember how it works, but you get some kind of system to where you get to use, throughout the year, but you can also like give them to other people. So some people will do the DVC thing, and then they will like rent out those points to people, and make money off of it. And probably, well, I don't know if they actually make money. They probably just make enough to pay off the DVC, annual fee or whatever. But
yeah, I think that and I'll talk about this in a little bit. Yeah, like DVC, they're going to keep building DVC stuff because it pays for itself, because of that whole system of like you have to buy into it.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to continue. I'm sure we'll see more DVC resorts, going on. And actually, real quick, I know that there's been rumors about resorts around, like a new resort around Magic Kingdom, maybe one that's going to actually have a park entrance to it. Could be behind Villains Land. It could be behind Adventureland. What do you think about that? Do you think that
that would be cool? They tried it with the Galaxy's Edge. I mean, they tried it with that, and
that was a little different though, because it was it
was heavily themed. I don't know. That concept was always kind of weird too, because it was like a 3-day experience, and
it was like going, from what I've seen, it was like going to a Renaissance fair for 2 days, but it was Star Wars themed.
Yeah,
and everybody's in character the entire time.
Yeah,
so it's like it was like LARPing for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a lot for people.
I mean, it would be cool. I know it's not necessarily like a private entrance or anything, but if you ever stay at oh my gosh, why did I just 40? I'm blanking out here. The big resort over there.
Like Contemporary?
The Contemporary.
Contemporary? Yeah.
Anyways, the Contemporary's got like that walk-up entrance that's
That's like maybe a 5-minute walk, something like that.
it's not too
5
bad.
10
But
minutes.
to have one that's like literally like
In the
back
park.
entrance, like
Yeah.
that would be super cool. And to have like a villains theme one would be probably could be one of my favorite hotels if something like that happened. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think eventually they're going to put something there because, I mean, it might be a phase 2 of Villains Land or a phase 2 of like another something else. But, you know, there's the back of Magic Kingdom where they're putting Villains Land is basically where the north end of Rivers of America was.
Mhm.
But they have all this other land they've cleared and they're using it as like construction staging. But they're gonna put something there eventually. So is it going to be a hotel? Is it going to be just backstage stuff? We don't know. The only thing I have a hard time like picturing it to where you have a hotel that's on the back of Magic Kingdom, but it also does not have a view of like backstage.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
you probably, if you paid that much money, like you want to be looking into everything you see should be themed.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to see like the backside of Splash Mountain or the backside of Pirates or whatever, you know.
Mhm.
But we'll see. And then there's talk of them doing the same thing like in the front of Epcot too, which is another rumor. But I don't know. I could see them maybe announcing again, maybe one of those, but not both. We could probably either there's a hotel at Magic Kingdom they're going to talk about, or maybe there's one at Epcot. But I don't know. To kind of wrap it up, anything that would be like on a wish list of yours for them to announce, or anything that you would, you know, hope that they could announce. Maybe it's far fetched. Maybe it's, you know, reality based. What do you think?
No, I got ahead of myself earlier because my thing was the part, you know, the party.
The party. You just want.
I just want less crowds, man. That's it.
You know that the only way they're going to give you less crowds is to make you pay more money.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it might be worth it. Like,
Yeah.
but like I said, the not so scary is already like, because you can't, like, if you want to go and enjoy the park during the day, you still have to buy like a base ticket, and then you have to get the Mickey's Not So Scary on top of it.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to, and I think the Not So Scary tickets are like $200 plus a piece, anyways, just for that one night. So I mean,
they do have like after hours nights sometimes.
Yeah, but I think those are only for like the deluxe resorts.
No, you can buy like they don't do them every night. Yeah, because I know like when you guys went to when you were on your trip, I was looking at, because I was down there with my wife at the same time, and we were like, do we do something fun while we're down there besides the concert? And I was just looking at tickets, and they had like a Hollywood Studios after hours night. So it's just like a separate ticket for, but they don't do them every night. It's like,
you know what's the weirdest ticket that they have?
What's that?
It's the Epcot After 4 pass. Have you ever seen that? Like you can literally, it's like the tier below like the Pixie Pass. It's like Epcot After 4. So I mean, obviously you'd want to be a local, obviously, but if you want to go and just, it's probably just for people that like to go drinking around the world.
I was gonna say,
like big Disney fans that like to go to World Showcase.
I was gonna say you'd have to be careful with that After 4 at Epcot.
Yeah, but it wasn't that expensive. I mean, it was like maybe like $200, $250 for the year, and you can just go to Epcot whenever you want after 4.
If they don't have it, that should be one that they should do.
Yeah.
I have a couple things that I'd like to see. So let's see. So Epcot, I already talked about it. Epcot, I'd like to see them redo Figment. I'd like them to redo Journey of Imagination, or Journey into Imagination. I would like to see Inside Out in the old Wonders of Life Pavilion. Basically, keep it still Wonders of Life, but it's like Inside Out.
Okay.
Or like Inside Out and Baymax or something like that, where Baymax is more of like the physical health and Inside Out is mental health. Like put that, I don't know, just Inside Out's great movies. Like they are popular. It would be really cool. And especially if you think about what Wonders of Life looked like inside, it'd be so cool to go in there and see like you know, the shelves of memories and stuff, like kind of stacked up. I think that'd be cool. And doing a show that, like last time we talked about Cranium Command, it was Command was basically Inside Out.
Yeah.
So like just bring it back. I want to see more value or moderate resorts. Like all we've talked about is like DVC and deluxe. Like I don't know if they'll ever do it again, but we need some more value resorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I would like to stay on property at some point. Like I've stayed a couple times, but it'd be nice to just have more options. Somebody with not a lot of money that appeals to me. So
yeah.
So I have an idea for Hollywood Studios, which is, now we have Rock and Roller Coaster Star and the Muppets. At some point, that Villains show I don't think it's going to last very long because they'll have Villains Land open. It's like, do you really need that show anymore? They need to put like a new Muppet show there. Like, maybe it could be like the animatronic scooters, like, a live Muppet show or a live Dr. Teeth show, something like that. But they could rotate it with Muppet Vision 3D. So like It's a 2-for-1. So like if you think about how they did it with actually they do it now with the Beauty and the Beast film and the Impressions de France at Epcot. They rotate it. So I'm like, find a way to this is pie in the sky, but like keep Muppet Vision 3D, like bring it back in the park, but then also give us something new and make that whole area an actual Muppets land. And bring back the Miss Piggy fountain. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I want to hear them tell us what's going to happen to the Liberty Bell. Oh. I know this is like a thing for me. I don't know. I like boats, so I don't want them to destroy the Liberty Bell. I think what they should do, there's been people saying like they could park it over by the Grand Floridian, just have it docked by the Grand Floridian.
Yeah.
Kind of fits in. I think, we were talking about like Big Thunder and Villains Land and how, they're going to integrate all that. Like just put like a small water feature next to Big Thunder, give it kind of that, because it's always been on the water. Like put a little pond there and just have the Liberty Bell parked there. It could be literally just a prop. You could put a quick service spot on it. You could put a meet and greet spot on it. Just have it in the park. Just like for us old school Disney heads.
Yeah.
So those are all my like blue sky. These things are definitely not going to happen this year. Maybe one day, but.
No, and the only other thing I think would be just absolutely amazing to see at D23 is if they rolled Buzzy out. So
yeah, just bring it. Just give us proof of life of Buzzy. Like have him, or just a picture. He's holding today's newspaper.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe they bring him back. Maybe they integrate him to your new Figment ride or something like that.
That'd be interesting, like Figment and Buzzy together.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's about time to wrap this one up.
I think so. I think we've been going for a while.
Yeah. But no, that was a good one. I had a lot of fun talking about D23. I've never actually watched one. Shame on me. But
yeah, I don't think they actually.
Do they not? They don't stream it or anything?
I don't think they stream it because you have to pay like a bunch of money to go.
Oh,
so
well, I've seen clips. And,
yeah,
but okay. So I didn't know if they aired it on like.
People will share stuff on. Basically. I remember from 2 years ago, and you would just like watch on social media people just posting like, "Oh, they just announced this, they just announced that,"
Yeah.
So, yeah, like all the information will come out pretty soon after they announce it.
Well, maybe I'll go to a D23 one day. I don't know.
Do what?
Maybe I'll just actually go to go out to Anaheim or whatever.
Be cool. Yeah, that'll be when we do our Disneyland trip.
Yeah.
At some point when we're
just planning around D23.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's it. So, don't forget to like and subscribe. Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Just Thanks for sticking around.
Mm-hmm. See you next time.
See ya.